Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing the explanation for the 14th hexagram in I-Ching called Great Possession. So on the surface level, the meaning is very simple. It means abundance, prosperity, a lot of material wealth. And the reason for this overall meaning is that first of all, it's connectivity with its prior hexagram fellowship. Because everyone in the society have the same shared purpose, they work together towards that goal. Of course, naturally, it will lead to the great possession result, meaning on a society level, everything is so abundant, people are living in a wealthy stage. So it's a very positive hexagram. And we can also see its meaning from the hexagram's image because the external trigram is fire and the internal one is heaven. So fire also had this meaning of the sun. So you can imagine the sun shining above the crowd, right? Reaching every single corner on earth. So if you have any shadow or darkness, they have nowhere to hide but to be covered by the sunshine. So what does that really mean? It's emphasizing the why and the intent of how we use this great wealth and resources. If we're using it for communal good, for the broader, higher level, elevated, everyone's overall interest, then it's going to be super positive. However, in contrast, if you use it for something against the sun's meaning, right? Meaning it's for the better good, not for your self-interest. But if you go against it and use it for your own benefit, then this actually a lot of wealth and money will lead to risk, trouble, like argument or potential evoke people's jealousy, which creates all kinds of trouble for someone's life. So that's the general meaning of this hexagram. But if you dive down into individual lines, I would say overall this is a very positive hexagram. So each line, the worst case is no good, no harm, meaning it's kind of a steady status quo result. So it's not about the result. This whole line's meaning is emphasizing the triggering point and deciding factor for the final outcome is actually you, your heart, your mindset, and how you think of things. If you're taking a elevated approach, you're doing it for others' good in a non-selfish way, then the result will typically be very steady and positive. However, if you take the same action to promote your self-interest and your own profit, sometimes even with the consequence of harming other people, then you totally follow against the guidance of this hexagram, and you will lead to risky and disastrous result for yourself. So that's the key point for each line's explanation. So we can take a look at the first line. First line typically means you're relatively new to the social ladder and hierarchy. You're fairly immature, just ventured into the world on your own. So you have no positional power yet. Imagine that's your situation, but externally you're surrounded by great wealth, resources, and abundance. What is the number one thing to remind yourself of is to stay cautious. Remember, what does it take to get to this abundance point? How much hard work, diligence, patience you put in to get to this positive outcome. Don't forget that. It's reminding you to not forget about it. Because at this initial stage, because this line is now corresponding with the fourth line, they're both young, so they kind of repel each other. That means you have no interaction with other people yet because of your lower level position. So not many people are interested in bribing you for your power to do something. So you have a less seduction, risk out there, but still it's really helpful to remind yourself of the importance of staying diligent, cautious, humble, remembering your own beginning and how you get to this fairly successful point. That's the beauty and the secret of avoiding harm. Moving to the second line, this is a yang line in the middle. Typically it means steady, balanced. It's fairly good indication, right? So the description says you're a very talented, competent person with good moral ground. You can shoulder a lot of responsibilities and burden on you. Because of this great resources and wealth and talent you carry within yourself, it's actually very advantageous to move forward, take action. As long as you steady go and making steady progress, even though now you might seem to be in a kind of a steady state, but eventually it will take off and to reach a very successful outcome. So this is a very good one. Moving to the third one, actually the original line description for the third line is very neutral as well. It doesn't say either good or bad. Again, it's emphasizing your internal motive, saying that if it's for communal prosperity, then it's very positive result. You will reach success. However, if it's for your self-interest and very selfishly motivated action, then this type of flaunting wealth in front of other people and kind of unjust motivation will lead to harm, because you might attract your intended people along the way, or you're not following the rhythm of the universe, so externally you might run into more hurdles than support. And the fourth line, this is the transitioning right from the inner trigram of heaven to the outer trigram of fire. So fire has this meaning of, I can clearly tell good from evil, good from bad. I know what the right rules are to follow. So it's this clear wisdom of separation. Because this fourth line is actually your wealth is growing, your resources growing. The number one pitfall for that situation is your ego grows with your wealth size, and some people might be so overconfident and bragging and show off their wealth, and that will naturally attract jealousy and harm and possibly risk for yourself. So in this stage, it's emphasizing being modest, humble, kind of know that my wealth and resources not just the result of my own hard work. It's sharing credit with everybody else who work on it together with you. And if you can exercise this kind of type of modesty in great after you have achieved great success, that's the beauty of preventing downfall. Moving to the fifth line, this is the main line for the entire hexagram, because it's the only inline sitting in this powerful fifth position, which is the guy in power, the guy in charge. But you're using the yin style, meaning you're leading with kindness, not with force. You're leading because of your own shared value and purpose. That will naturally attract respect from all the remaining 5 yang lines who are super competent, talented people. They organically want to follow and support you because they respect you as a person and they share the same elevated purpose with you. So they're willing to support you to achieve your goal because it's not for your own good. Because of this person is able to rule with trust and kindness, it will lead to a very successful and positive outcome. It's super good. And the last line, this is the ending stage of this external fire trigram, meaning that I have brightness, it's civilization. I understand the meaning of this fire and the sunshine. It's about overall human profit, human good, shared purpose. Is not about myself. Because your value is aligned with the cosmic harmony, the way of the universe, this is the ultimate success and super positive result, because you're able to best align with the entire hexagram's essence. It's not about you, it's about us, it's about togetherness. So that's a quick explanation of the 14th hexagram in I-Ching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.